Tokoyo, the Tower of Perpetuity, is Playism's newest release on the Nintendo Switch, although the game can also be found on the PC via Steam. It's probably a bad way to describe this game as a roguelike, platforming, pixel art indie title, since the second you say any of those four words, most people nowadays basically tune out, mostly due to just how many variants of this genre there are. But with that said, Tokoyo has a couple of tricks up his sleeve to combat that and keep your attention at all times. Story-wise, it's rather minimal. You're stuck in a rather daunting behemoth of a tower, and the answers will only come once you reach the top of it and obtain your freedom. That's essentially all the game is willing to give you at the start. But as you play and make your daily climb upwards, you'll notice that characters begin to make text remarks and noticing certain things along the way to the peak. So if the story isn't its first hook, then what could it possibly be? Well, the first twist comes in the form of the tower itself. Essentially, most roguelikes will have you replaying the game over and over again while throwing different little wrinkles in each and every run, while understanding that once you die and you'll essentially try again with your newfound knowledge. Tokoyo instead has every single run basically feel the same for just one day. As you climb the tower, you'll attempt to make your way to the top and most likely inevitably die. You'll then start back at the bottom, but what you'll notice is that the layout is the same and the rooms for each one of the floors going up is structured the same as well. What actually gives? The twist is that if you try again tomorrow, that is 24 real-life hours later, you'll notice that the entire tower has changed, and that it is not just applicable to you, but everyone else playing the game as well. Since you're constantly connected to the internet while playing this game, and one of its goals is to rank higher on the leaderboards, you and everyone else are essentially competing for the same layout each and every single day. And this tower layout changes every 24 hours, adding in new room types, new traps to be discovered, new enemy variations to dispose of, and of course, plenty of upgrades and loot to obtain. Starting out the climb can be somewhat easy to a certain extent. Simple double jumps and avoiding enemies will simply suffice. But then you'll notice that enemies are shooting projectiles that go through walls, or perhaps they're coming off the screen from another room, or other rooms may have inverted control options enabled right from the get-go. Or maybe you have to collect a few amount of keys in a limited amount of time to be able to progress and get up to the next level. The amount of twists that each one of the floors offers will vary as you escalate the difficulty the higher you get in each one of the floors. And remember, all of this changes every single day. The second biggest twist that Tokoyo has up his sleeve is that you simply do not have an attack option. Each one of the playable characters will also have a distinct playing style and ways to climb the tower. They all have a defense set of mechanisms that you'll be able to expect it to master, but none of them can attack outright. They do have access to a special ability that can be used in an offensive manner, but it comes with a rather hefty cooldown timer that simply makes it so you can't use it effectively against any and all monsters at all times. It's basically safe so you can use it as a quick get out of jail card. As you climb, you're collecting all sorts of loot alongside small passive boosters. You can think of them as relics like in Slay the Spire, and they will provide you with passives that change a myriad of motion-based values to tweak your style even further. These can be obtained from enemies or via random finds. On top of normal enemies, you can also find cleverly designed bosses that will test your skills and patience along the way. Each is designed to simply be a test of skill more than anything else, and they come far enough apart to feel like special big moments. Praying to either an angel or a devil will provide the tower to a bit of a branching set of options that, based on the relics you've collected so far, will be beneficial to go one way or the other. There's also a neat little feature where you see other players have died and perhaps left parting words as well in their departure, to see if there's anything that you can learn from their demise. Performance on the Nintendo Switch is also excellent. There's really nothing to worry about here in either handheld or in dock mode as well. Tokoyo, the Tower of Perpetuity, is one of those games that you want to do another run right after failing the previous one, But some of the game's greatest virtues come from perhaps holding off and trying again the next day with a fresh new perspective in mind. Nintendo Sphere gives Tokoyo the Tower of Perpetuity on the Nintendo Switch an 8 out of 10. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!